It is another beautiful week for Philippine basketball as we give you your continuing coverage of the MPBL's 6th season. As we come to you live from the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, we will feature the Bulacan Kuyas who are looking to snap their 12-game losing streak. They will take on the number 1 team in the South Division, and there you see LJ Gonzalez will be the starting point guard of the South come our All-Star Day this coming September 7 in Zamboanga. He will have a teammate of his in the starting lineup, that is Simon Sandagon, who will be suited up for the Huskers in today's outing as LJ sits this one out. Quezon will take on Bulacan to be followed by Bacolod versus Quezon City, and then our main event will feature Orlan Wamar versus Greg Slaughter. The San Juan Knights will take on Manila SV Batang Sampaloc. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mixed Comments at your service alongside the master tactician of the MPBL broadcast team, Coach Louie Gonzalez. Coach, pretty simple here. I want to know your thoughts about the All-Star selections to Simon Sandagon and LJ Gonzalez.
Oh, you know, it's a great selection. Consistent in terms of playing at the highest. Etong mga yung mga teams natin, yung first 5 natin from the North Division and yung first 5 natin coming from the South Division.
By the way, those two are gonna have to handle Greg Slaughter, Will Macaloni, and Balti Baltazar for the 3 frontline men in the North Division starting 5. But speaking of today's absences that we already began with LJ Gonzalez, let's find out who will not be suited up as well for these Quezon Huskers, courtesy of Megan Cabrera.
Maraming salamat, Migs and Coach Louie. Para nga sa Quezon, no Jason Opiso, no Alvin Obundo, pero pinaghandaan nga raw ito ng husto ng Huskers. Dahil para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez, it's all about staying prepared and not getting caught off guard, which he says happened to them when they went up against San Juan. Pero kagabi nga hindi na nakatulog masyado si Coach Eric dahil sa paghahanda. Hanggang madaling araw raw ay nagsisensyo ng clips ng Bulacan just to make sure they have all of their bases covered. Migs and Coach Louie.
Gotta have that respect if you're Coach Eric Gonzalez for Coach Buds Reyes and these Bulacan Kuyas. Coach Eric will be busy in the All-Star Day as well, by the way. He will be the head coach of our South Division All-Stars. But now, let's break down our team standings, beginning with the South Division.
Itong Quezon still at with 17 wins and 3 losses. Though, alam mo yun, nagkaroon sila ng ng setbacks in their last 3 games. Maganda kasi na maganda na yung puhunan na nagawa nila. That keeps them that itong number 1 standing, and nakita mo naman yung second placer sa ating South Division. Alam mo yun, 3 losses away galing dito sa Quezon. Pero again, we know na protecting your home court is very important, especially papunta na tayo dun sa postseason. And right now, itong Zamboanga, Batangas City, you know, talagang Davao, South Cotabato, Binyan, within reach lahat yan. Palas Parañaque. Oo. So yung nothing definite yet from the second placer up to the 7th placer. At kung makikita mo yung lineup of games sila, yung games left ng mga teams na to, talagang interesting.
How about in the North Division?
Oo, Pampanga, ito still continuing holding that record with in terms of winning streak, 22 wins with 1 loss, followed by San Juan who's been playing beautiful basketball with 20 wins and 1 loss. Itong San Juan mamaya versus Manila, it's gonna be a great matchup. So makikita natin, first time makakalaro itong San Juan Knights na merong malaking sentro in the presence of Greg Zilla.
And by the way, they're gonna have to do that without Michael Calisan, who has been absent for this August for the San Juan Knights. So good luck to them. But now we shall focus on the Bulacan Kuyas, who by the way haven't won in 2.5 months in our 6th campaign. They have lost their last 12 games. They're most recent victims to the Negros Muscovados.
Oh, sa akin naman, what I see with Bulacan right now is just to continue the grind. Alam mo yun, this is still a team. They still have a coach, and more importantly sa players to show their craft. Hindi naman ito yung huling season nila sa MPBL. So definitely other teams are looking at them, and if you look at the head-to-head, ito talaga, they were outplayed by Negros in terms of everything, in terms of all department that's being shown in the monitor right now. Field goals, 3-point field goal, rebounding, itong Negros plus 14, fast break points also at plus 14.
Let's see if today will be the day for these Bulacan Kuyas, who will look to stun these Quezon Huskers, who by the way have lost in 3 of their last 4 outings. It's been quite a struggle for them. And in their last game, it was a 30-point blowout by San Juan.
Oo, and then sa akin nga, parang pasalamat pa ako. Itong bowing game nila mangyayari dito sa San Juan Knights that it was a nightmare of a game for the Huskers. They losing. This is the biggest deficit na difference na talo nila at 30 points versus the San Juan Knights. And talagang wala talagang nangyari in this game except ang maganda lang sa kanila dito si Simon Sandagon eh. If you look at the field goals, kay 30.6 compared to the 51.6 ng San Juan. Rebounding, alam mo yun, 36 rebound for this tall and athletic Quezon Husker. That's really uncharacteristic. Points in the paint, itong San Juan din plus 22. Bench points plus 25. So talaga na-dominate sila in that game.
It's good that you mentioned Simon Sandagon. He had 18 points and 11 rebounds. Those were his second best numbers in terms of points this season and rebounding as well. Let's see if he can continue to step up for the Huskers as they take on the Bulacan Cuyas. Now we turn you over to Richard Tampos.
Starting lineups first, the Bulacan Cuyas. Guard number 3, Joshua Montero. Also at guard number 9, Andre Dada. Forward number 26, EJ Pastrana. Also at forward number 35, JC Carandang. Center number 73, John Baltazar. The head coach is Buds Reyes, assisted by Joey Dada. Team manager, June Reyes. The team owner is Kuya Jonathan C. Alvarado. Now the starting 5 for Quezon Huskers. Playing center number 24, RJ Minerva. Forward number 14, Cyrus Torres. Two guard number 2, Judel Puentes. Power forward number 5, Simon Sandagon. And at one guard number 10, Lucena Honorable Mayor Mark Alcala. The head coach is Eric Gonzalez. His assistants are Richie Dixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Dulasco, Jonathan De Guzman, and Bernard De Guia. The team manager, Attorney Don Capunan. Team owners, Governor Doc Helentan.
We have our starting fives brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. It's Josh Montero with Andre Dada, John Baltazar, JC Carandang, and John Pastrana for Bulacan. And then for Quezon, we have Mayor Mark Alcala, joined by Judel Fuentes, RJ Minerva, Cyrus Torres, and all-star starting center for the South Division, Simon Sandagon. By the way, Simon leads the way in terms of starts in the season for the Quezon Huskers. He only came off the bench once in our 6th campaign.
Yeah, it really had doubled his performance itong itong sa second season niya with the MPBL, itong si Simon Sandagon.
And Judel Fuentes would even credit him for all of his hard work, that he truly deserves this all-star nod. Itong si Judel, wala namang tampo from his side. He did tell me that he has expected greater things from himself this season and he would want to continue improving. He's happy for his two teammates.
Oh, you know, a testimony of a good teammate. Walang inggit sa kanya. He knows na nangyayari talaga sa buhay ng isang player yun. And with Judel, being as a professional as he is, talagang, okay lang. Laro lang. Support lang ako sa inyo.
Unfortunately, Judel Fuentes just threw the ball away. So that's turnover number 1 for the Quezon Huskers. They have a record of 17 wins and 3 losses. But then again, this past month hasn't been too friendly for them. They lost by 3 to the Pasay Voyagers, by 5 to the Mindoro Tamaraws, and then by 30 here in this venue against the San Juan Knights.
Oo. And then I know Coach Eric as a veteran coach, he knows na may talagang may laro na mangyayari talaga sa kanya yun, sa kuponan niya yun. And those are the games that will fuel them na to do better. And again yung cohesiveness nila, yung chemistry nila, kasi doon natetest yun eh, doon natatry yun eh.
The players actually told me that it's better for them to lose now compared to them losing eventually in the playoffs, kung saan mabibigla pa sila as Judel Fuentes scores the first 2 points.
Oo. And that's a good sign already na because in their last game only scored 6 against their game against his former team San Juan Knights. And balikan ko yung pinag-uusapan natin kay Simon Sandagon. Itong si Simon, as the season progresses, makita mo kung paano niya inaalagaan yung katawan niya, no? Yung heft parang mas lumaki pa eh.
Yes.
Diba? May mga players na pumapayat eh. Ito mas parang lumalaki pa eh.
And that's why he truly deserved his first ever All-Star nod in his life. Not just in the MPBL, as there's a miss by Bulacan, and Quezon is on the move. Tinanong ko rin si Simon eh. Simon, are you worried that you're gonna go up against Balti, Slaughter, and Macaloni, as this is gonna be a chase down block by the starting center of the South? And he told me that yes, they might be big, but he plans to play it fast in the All-Star game.
Oo.
Let's see that chase down.
Oo, and again, ang maganda kasi, there's one player na 3 and D, na sentro pa. Itong si Simon Sandagon. And sa akin, again, ang maganda kasi na maglalaro siya together with his partner, LJ Gonzalez. Kasi yung dalawa to, maganda yung coexistence itong dalawang to eh.
Of course,
diba?
college pa lang,
College
kasama
pa
na
lang.
yan. And LJ dearly witnessed the progression of Simon Sandagon. He's so proud of him. As Bulacan continues to struggle here, they've been scoreless for the first 2.5 minutes.
Oo, iba yung energy na nawi-witness natin with the Quezon Huskers. And ako expected ko to kasi that's a motivation na dito tayo nagkaroon ng nightmare sa San Juan Gym eh. Ayaw mo na maulit yun.
They've had a week to adjust, to recalibrate themselves. And now there's a foul called on Simon Sandagon. Jan Baltazar proceeds to the line. This man has worked so hard for the franchise of Bulacan. Jan Baltazar adjusting to all of their lineup changes. He's had a couple of great games for himself. I'll break down his stats later on because now we'll listen in to Megan Cabrera.
Migs, para sa Bulacan, they say added experience nga ito para sa kanila going up a team like Quezon at matetest nga raw ngayon ang composure at pagtutulungan nila. Now, alam nila ang depensa ng Quezon kaya naman kailangan nila yung extra pass and finding those open shots to make things happen for the Kuyas. Migs and Coach Louie.
Thank you, Megan. Coach, I want to get your thoughts about these adjustments for these two teams coming into this game as Simon Sandagon just scored.
Oo, and again, for Bulacan is at least to slower the pace nitong Huskers. Ito namang Huskers right now, alam mo yun, ang tinitingnan ko sa kanila kasi gustong-gustong nilang makabawi after that terrible performance. Nakikita mo yung gigil na gigil talaga sila sa laro, pero you know, if it's too much, baka makasama. Oo, and for them it's just to play their game. More importantly is to mag-improve pa.
Much like how Cyrus Torres played his usual defensive game in that previous sequence, forcing the 24-second shot clock violation. It is 4-2 now, 3.5 minutes gone by. This is a zone by Bulacan, right?
Oo,
Is it a 1-3-1?
1-3-1.
And it resulted onto a steal. 2 points for Josh Montero.
If you're Bulacan, this is yung takbo ng tempo ng game na gusto mo. We're almost 4 minutes past itong first quarter, pero yung scoring ganyan kababa pa rin.
Mark Alcala firing and missing. Rebound to JC Carandang. And here come the Kuyas. A chance to get the lead. Good tap by Minerva. It's going to be a baseline inbound.
So sa ganitong klase, importante yung dalawang hindi naglalaro sa kanila ngayon. Itong si Abundo and LJ Gonzalez. So let's see this fast break first.
This is brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. 2 points for Josh Montero. We just saw 2 points from Pastrana, and now Bulacan has the advantage. But you were telling us about the absences of 2 guards of Quezon.
Oo, Abondo and LJ Gonzalez, especially up against the zone defense. Sila yung importante kasi sila yung magkikreate para dun sa mga teammates nila eh. So it's a big task for Judel Fuentes to facilitate instead na mag-scoring lang siya. Pero parang sa huling sitwasyon na yun na kinorek ako ni Judel Fuentes.
He is capable of delivering great passes. That was a good dime to Simon Sandagon, as now there's a charge called on JC Carandang. Well, if you would look at the lineup of these Huskers, they do have a lot more guards available on their bench. Thomas Torres and Topeng Nagrama are activated in this game. Nagrama hasn't missed a single match, by the way, this season for Quezon. And then you have more guards like Robin Dronio, who can be used. Domar Patiliano is another guard for them.
Ang naging challenge lang siguro right now with Coach Eric is that these guards, it's been up and down dun sa lineup. Oo, so though you know that these guards are capable. Pero ibang usapan pa rin kasi minsan mix pag yung regular ka naglalaro.
Right. May buwelo na ang katawan mo.
Oo.
As Jason Celis drains his jumper, and you did argue when he starts strong, he tends to be consistent at it.
Oo. Kasi nagse-settle down na agad itong si Jason eh.
Speaking of settling down, Jadel Fuentes converts. Now he has 4 points. There's another guard that we have to talk about these Huskers, by the way. It's Nino Ibanez, who will face his former team. I'll break down his stats later on. He is still a part of the top 10 in 4 statistics.
Oo.
Fuentes feet inside. Not the best of catches. There's RJ Minerva misfiring. Rebound to John Baltazar, who then got fouled.
Oo, and RJ Minerva, for me, hasn't been, alam mo yan, hindi siya ganun ka-effective compared nung unang season niya playing for the MPBL.
First, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Jason Celis, the marketing graduate of JRU, able to convert. But you're talking about RJ Minerva, who, by the way, he's had a couple of moments this season. But recently, hindi kasi naging maganda yung pag-eject niya sa Pasay game. Nalala mo yun? And he was suspended for the next outing. Ever since that, parang inaantay ulit natin yung true form ni RJ.
Yan, I think that's the correct term. It's in true form.
That's a stop by the Huskers. And here's the former Kuya, Ibanez to Gabanal. Short on his 3. Ball tapped away by Minerva.
Kasi you know, if RJ will get back to his true form, grabe yung tulong and luxury ni Coach Eric na gamitin siya.
He's actually the perfect complement to Simon Sandagon. They already have great chemistry between themselves. But now they're down by 3 points as we head onto our first timeout. Let's break down the next 3 games of the Quezon Huskers. They will take on Bataan on August 27, and then they will go back home to take on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards on August 31. On September 4, before we proceed to Zamboanga for our All-Star Day, it's going to be Quezon Province versus All-Star Day, because they will also defend their home court against Davao on September 9, as Jack Baltazar just gave us a beautiful looking shot.
Great patience there in terms of ball movement ang na-witness natin from the Kuyas.
It's now 13-8. Jadel Fuentes open for 3, and that's good.
And man with a mission today si Judel Fuentes already passes output from their last game. Nasa first quarter pa lang tayo.
He already has 7. He had 6 versus San Juan after he scored 33 versus Rizal in Quezon Province. That's a good block by Marasigan. And here's Jadel escaping the defense of Manzo. The pull-up and the make.
You can admire the skill sets of this guy. And talking about stepping up, no? And he knows na he needs, itong team niya kailangan uli bumalik yung kumpiyansa kasi ang hirap kasi talaga makabawi pag gano'n na makes yung you know na you are a capable team, then you lost by that much. Diba?
And for Jadel Fuentes, even though he did tell me that there's nothing extra anymore when it comes to facing San Juan, for us, it seems extra because it is in this venue when he started blossoming in the MPBL.
Exactly. And,
Remember, Jodel Fuentes was a shot away from defeating Nueva Ecija in the North Division Finals back in Season 4.
Oo, hindi sino ba hindi makakalimot ng kanyang performance na yun. And ang isa pang importante is in their last game against the San Juan Knights. Kasi usually itong Huskers, merong big third, fourth quarter eh. 'Di ba? Pero ang nangyari, it was all San Juan Knights in that fourth quarter eh.
They had a strong start in the second half, but San Juan just countered with a big-time run of theirs.
Oo, AC Soberano, alam mo yun, iba eh.
Here's Quezon on the move. Got Banal. Almost stripped away. It's a foul by Josh Montero. We have a minute and 40 seconds remaining. That's 100 seconds to be exact before the end of the first quarter. The tally is 13 all. Del Gravera now checks in for the first time. That guy came into the venue very early. He's one of the first guys shooting around. And he's been ready ever since Will Gozum got injured.
Imagine this, guys. If they stay for another year or another two more seasons here in the MPBL, if this lineup is intact for the next 2 seasons, nakakatakot na to.
Ngayon pa nga na, nakakatakot na sila eh.
Mas nakakatakot na pala.
Gabanal, on his first season back, is fired on his second gimme. It is 14-13. Manzo hands it off to Montero. Back to Ralph. Manzo attacks. Manzo is fouled.
Great spacing in that play. After that flare screen, yung weak side defense ng Quezon reacted pero one step late na lahat eh.
We have Mark Samonte checking in. He actually transferred from Mindoro this season as a part of that lineup of Coach J.R. Kawaling. But because of some common connections between Mindoro and Coach Buds Reyes, specifically Tate Teodoro, it was him who helped out Mark Samonte on his transfer. Ralph Manzo now shoots again. 2 for 2. And Bulacan has the lead once more. Simon Sandagon returns.
And itong Bulacan still sticking to that 1-3-1 defense.
What does the 1-3-1 neutralize and how do you break it?
It takes away yung that's the gamble, the 3-point shooting. Pero it's mahirap na tira yon coming from Nino Ibanez because kung hindi mo gagawin, naka-ready yan eh. Imagine 3 guys in the second line. If you miss, you have 3 guys running right away.
Okay, so it's the counter.
It's the counter, oo.
Here's Bulacan. That is a turnover by Dulalia. 45 seconds to go before the end of 1. Nino Ibanez just hit a 3 a while ago. Nino, another turnover. And here's the counter, Coach Louie.
Automatic yan.
Ralph Manzo with 2 easy points. He's up to 4. Back with that 1-3-1. Nino Ibanez against his former team.
Tapos ang hirap pa niyan, if yung guards mo are not capable of giving that lob passes, kung medyo maingat sila pumasa, ganyan kasi yung mga tira lang makikita mo eh.
Therefore, it's another stop by Bulacan. They have 8 seconds to work with. Ralph Manzo, 5 seconds. Manzo drives. Manzo with the feed, 1 second. No more attempt for the Cuyas, and so it is a deadlock after 1.
And again, nandun yung energy ng Quezon, pero right now, yung ginagawa ng Bulacan Cuyas is they're yung kina-counter nila yung rhythm na gustong kunin ng Huskers.
Let's see some highlights in the first frame. A couple of fast break opportunities for Bulacan. Josh Montero making it all worth it in terms of their 1-3-1 zone defense. Del Fuentes, you already said it, he has surpassed his previous game output of 6 points with 7 in this game. And here's the second fast break opportunity for the Cuyas, belonging to Ralph Manzo. It is a deadlock after 10 minutes. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sport, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. These fans of the game are brought to you by Jinky Skin. We have them looking beautiful at the sideline inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. That's Miss Ira Lopez wearing white with the cap at the sideline. And since we are mentioning some people, batiin na natin ng happy birthday sina Mariz and Nicole Flores. Ang pamilya, I assume, hopefully, ni JM Flores, ang ating technical director. Actually, JM has one of the most fun Facebook accounts in the MPBL family because he actually takes videos of what's happening inside the OB van kapag nag-overtime ang laro. Doon mo makikita na meron silang official tally, may may official board, may MPBL logo, kung sinong direktor ang league leader in terms of overtimes. At tabla ngayon sina Direk Freddy at Direk Bernard. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for your service in the MPBL. I'm not saying that today will be another overtime day.
You want to protect that lead,
Oo tabla kami ni Boss Del Tupas
Huwag ka mag-alala, pangatlo ko.
This is Andre Dolalia misfiring. Rebound to Thomas Torres.
So let's see, Kate, because Thomas can help itong Huskers breaking this 1-3-1 zone being implemented by Bulacan.
So he's the first natural point guard on the floor for the Quezon Huskers. As Jodel Fuentes started this game for them. LJ Gonzalez and Alvin Abundo are out as mentioned by Megan Cabrera. Ken Osicos with his signature jumper.
That's money for Ken. for Ken.
As an engineer himself, he has perfected the trajectory of the mid-range. There's a charge called as Dolalia fell down. Is that on Sandagon?
Yes.
So that would be number 2 on the All-Star. Balik dito, sina Cyrus Torres, RJ Minerva at JC Carandang.
And Coach Eric trying to figure out who can solve and who can deliver dito sa mga players niya. That's why kung napapansin mo, he keeps on rotating players. Ang dami ng combination na nakita natin
Well, we've seen this formula before that when you're taking on a team that's on the lower part of the standing, it's like an opportunity for your squad as well to discover new talents or maybe let them improve here in the MPBL. It's a 3 for Celis. No good. Rebound Minerva. And here's Thomas Torres. Thomas is another guy who's been in and out of that Quezon lineup. Nice feed inside by Cyrus Torres onto RJ Minerva.
There you go.
Yun ba yung sinasabi mong risky pass na kailangan kayang gawin ng mga gwardya?
Exactly. Because yung you need to, especially up against a 1-3-1 zone, yung gaps kasi mangyayari off weak side movement usually kasi pag 2-3, automatic yan. You just have to attack the two on top. Pero 1-3-1 is a different dimension.
That being said, it's one thing to be able to pass the basketball. It's another thing for the people at the weak side to have initiative in cutting. That's like half of the equation for you.
Ang bigat pa kasi right now, makikita mo medyo tentative itong Huskers kumilos in terms of attacking. Kasi galing sa mabigat na laro Alam mo yon, ang daming viewing na nangyari dyan.
Right.
Ang daming locker room na talk na nangyari dyan. So, again, nag-iingat sila right now. Parang, kaya tuloy pakiramdam mo, natatakot sila kalaban itong Bulacan. Diba? Tentative sila sa mga kilos nila
And is the 1-3-1 common this season for Bulacan?
Oo naman. Really? They use that a lot. Ayan ang kanilang zone defense Kasi kung hindi ka handa dyan sa 1-3-1, medyo talagang magugulat ka talaga. Pag di ka nakareact, medyo delikado ka.
This last week of the game is brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. So it's 2 dimes already from Cyrus Torres onto RJ Minerva in the first half.
Just imagine yung setup ng 1-3-1. Di ba yung 2-3 zone susceptible na sa fast break yun? Dalawa lang yun na sa ibabaw. Di ba?
Ito 4.
Ito 4.
There's a hold. hits by Robin Ronyo, who also hasn't played too much for Quezon this season, but he doesn't have a problem to it. Yun naman ang gusto mo sa mga veterano ng Huskers. They have bought into the culture, understanding the ways of Coach Eric Gonzalez. This is a deep team after all. And they're winning.
And ang maganda kasi kay Robin Ronyo, he knows himself. Babalik siya pag alam niyang ready na siya. Hindi siya babalik na half-baked pa lang yung recovery niya kasi hindi niya mapipigilan yung sarili niya every time he plays eh.
Well, that's a good feed, but a sorry miss by Simon Sandagon. It's 21 all. Josh Montero needing a teammate. Back to Josh from Baltazar. Bounce pass to Kenosicos. Hand off, Karandang. JC onto Jan. 6 seconds. Montero to the corner. Osicos fires. That's short. Good tap by Tomas Torres. They have numbers now. Torres, he was pushed. An absolute foul but by Andre Dada, although that's good sportsmanship from him.
And this is one thing na gusto kong tingnan later on, yung insertion ni Tomas Torres sa lineup.
This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Cyrus Torres, the other Torres, delivering the goods onto RJ Minerva. It's like a hockey assist for Tomas Torres. Which, by the way, we heard from our statisticians that sometime soon, there's a possibility that hockey assists may be reflected on the stat sheet. There's Bea Escudero, by the way, supporting Thomas from the sideline. Nagtaka yung mga crew natin kanina kung mag-courtside na rin ba si Bea Escudero sa MPBL. Hindi po. Ano lang siya, supportive kay Thomas sa ating laro. Topeng Lagrama checks in for the first time. Again, he hasn't missed a game this season for the Huskers.
Malaking bagay
si
na
Gab Banal.
Siya yung malaking bagay ng posisyon kasi ni Topeng eh. Siya yung isa sa mga homegrown players eh.
Yes.
Di ba? So stable talaga yung kanyang line. Pero ang maganda, every game, meron siyang minutes na.
Even a couple of clutch games for Topeng Lagrama in our campaign. 23-21, that's a steal. Cyrus Torres on the move. Behind the back, nice escape. Torres then traveled. Very unfortunate.
Kala ko, i-dish niya na kaya patalo na si Simon eh.
Right, it should have been an alley-oop. Could have been dish number 3 for Cyrus Torres. Although we have to credit him for his defense this season.
Oo naman. And that's one thing na we know, he was known to be just a three-point shooter. Pero sa akin dito right now, ipinapakita niya kung kaya ko rin dumepensa, coach.
No, he started owning that defensive role in college for Far Eastern University. And it's that guy, Gab Banal, who has helped him out in their practices dahil nagbabantayan sila. So gumagaling pa sa depensa si Cyrus.
Oo, and sa akin kasi, I think that's one thing na pinipreach talaga ng coaching group ni Coach Eric Gonzalez. Because remember, another guy that plays like that, shoots a lot of 3 points and plays with defense very well, si Francis Tamsi.
Right. Who they dearly miss, by the way. And even us, he's been gone for quite a while because of a knee injury. But Tamsi has always been present in the games. Ayun siya, naka-stripe. Kung nakita ninyo ng mabilisan before this jumper. The third jumper in this game, all from mid-range. From Engineer, Ken Osicos, and Bulacan is still looking good. We have another deadlock, 23 all, halfway done in the second. Kenosicos in the previous game versus Negros scored in double figures. He has actually reached double figures in 6 of the last 7 games of the Bulacan Cuyas after he only reached double figures once in the first 10 games of Bulacan in their campaign. Let's hear an Engineer Kenosicos story from Megan Cabrera.
Migs, Ken Osico says as one of the kuyas of the team sa Bulacan nga, di lang itong larong ito ang nasa isip nila pero pati na rin yung mga susunod na season kung saan improvement talaga ang pinagtutuunan nila ng pansin. Lalo na para sa mga mas batang players at proud kuya nga raw siya kapag nakikita niya ito na nagmamaterialize para sa mga juniors niya. Take for example, Nino Ibanez na teammate ni Ken noon pa man sa TIP hanggang sa Bulacan. Kahit nga nasa magkabilang panig na raw sila ngayon, proud siyang nabibigyan si Nino ng pagkakataon sa mas malaking team. Migs and Coach Louie.
And that's why up until this day, there's a nice bond between Nino Ibanez and the Bulacan Kuyas. Coach Louie, before this game, the Quezon Huskers were the first ones on the court, shooting around. Nino Ibanez had some time to go to the locker room of Bulacan. At hindi lang siya nag-high. Ang ginawa niya, inaya niya pa. Tara, mag-shoot around na rin kayo. Samahan niyo yung Quezon Huskers on the court para magsimula ng ating araw.
And you can appreciate yung pagiging grateful ni Nino with this group. Especially itong si Ken Osico, si John Baltasar, and sa akin nga, susunod na superstar nila dito, itong si Joshua Montero, that's really had improved a lot itong season na to.
He has tried to master that facilitator role for Bulacan, as now there's a foul called on that attempt by Mayor Mark Alcala. So it's 2 free throws for him. Later on, let's hope to see Nino Ibanez more in this game. He's already seen action, a total of 4 minutes and 3 points for the former Bulacan Kuya. Mark Alcala averaging 6 points per game, missing on his first free throw. We did see his percentage of 44%. Obviously, he would want that to increase.
Especially itong with Mayor na we know na merong talagang kasama siya doon sa rotation ni Coach Eric eh. And now Coach Eric doing the 1-3-1 also.
Right. Now, I remember you pointed out that they like using the 1-3-1 with Mark Alcala at the top. Nung nasa Quezon Province tayo. Ngayon, sila Gramang nasa ibabaw. The one who got the steal, it's a 3-on-1. And Alcala will finish.
Kaya talagang, again, it's getting the right combination because right now, their combination, they have Gab Banal playing as the other forward. So nag-go small na rin itong si Coach Eric Gonzalez.
Ayun yung apat mo na tumatakbo. For the Quezon Huskers. It's a taste of their own medicine in this game. So those are fast break points. 10 and 11 for the Huskers in this matchup. Back inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center in San Juan for Quezon versus Bulacan. It's been tight in this matchup. The biggest lead that we've seen so far is 5 in favor of the Kuyas, not the Huskers. Full court, man-to-man implemented by Quezon.
And you know what you're gonna like, well, yung ginagawa nitong Bulacan Kuyas is yung pasensya nila na i-run yung kanilang offense. Kaya, sa akin kasi, malaking testimony yan kung bakit nakaka-operate itong si Ken Osicos.
Yes.
Kasi he gets his shot, nakakapwesto siya dun sa sweet spots niya eh.
Coach Buds Reyes did really make a point to his squad that the system is the star. And so, follow it and you'll shine as well. As much as Judel Fuentes has continued to shine for Quezon, he's now in double figures. And he hasn't missed a shot. He's 5 out of 5.
Now, 1-3-1 ang ini-implement nitong Huskers. Pero, again, if you have a big guy that can shoot that ball from the nail, ito yung medyo magandang baon mo against the 1-3-1.
So that's 8 jumpers. Or sorry, 8 points, 4 jumpers for Kenosicos. And there's the counter by Mayor Mark Alcala. It's the battle of the 1-3-1 counters. Jason Celis misfires. Rebound John Baltazar, who's pushed by Gab Banal. Presenting our 3-point shot, brought to you by Extreme Stop Shop Appliances. Mayor Mark Alcala. Catch and shoot. And a beautiful spin on that basketball.
Alam mo, when that ball touches the ring, iba vacuum na eh.
31-25. This is the biggest lead in the game for the Huskers. Montero swings it over. Celis, same shot, same result. And Quezon will run. Good tap by Manzo. Baltazar on the catch. Reverse. No.
Sorry, miss. Ganda ng ball fake na ni John Baltazar doon.
Counter again. Mark Alcala. Off the glass and in. That's 8 points already for Mark Alcala, with 2 rebounds and 3 assists as well. 3-point shooting plus 4 for Quezon. That's an air ball. Forward pass. Mark Alcala. Oh, he's blocked by Manzo.
What a recovery there by Manzo.
That prevented the lead to balloon on to double figures as Cyrus Torres returns. This was the fake. No, it wasn't the fake. It was the shot of Mark Alcala. It was in the next sequence in which he attacked the basket. Baseline inbound for Jadel Fuentes. Lagrama. That's a 3 for Cyrus. Short rebound Gab. No putback. And there it is for RJ Minerva. How about this run by Quezon, Coach Louie?
Oo. Talagang it's just getting the right combination and the right call kung what kind of defense that you're gonna do. And after that, it was all, sila na lahat eh. Sila na uli nakatakbo.
With that basket of Ralph Manzo, it's been a 13-4 run for the Huskers. Manzo, tough layup there, no conversion.
Oo, it was 3 against 2.
Although Ralph Manzo is used to attacking the rim, bodying up against defenders. We recently became friends on Facebook, so nakikita ko na yung mga sarili niyang upload. At mahilig nga siya umatake sa kanyang mga highlights.
Siguro sa right side ng court and hindi sa left side. Di ba?
Ito kahit anong side.
Oo.
Del Fuentes. Now with 15 points, he's 6 out of 6 from the field. With 3 from downtown, and that allows us to end the second quarter. It's a big-time run. So it's 16-4 in favor of Quezon.
Oh, and it happened after they switched into that 1-3-1 zone defense that gave them opportunity to run and set up their shooters. Alam mo yung ginaya na lang nila yung ginagawa sa kanila ng Bulacan Kuyas eh.
This halftime score of 39-27 is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center at labanan pa rin ng Bulacan kontra Quezon. At kasama ko ngayon assistant coach ng Quezon Huskers, Coach Jeric Ten. Coach Jeric, you know, it was a pretty tight game to start pero nung second quarter nga, nagawa nyo na yung run nyo and you were able to really try to dictate the pace here. Paano nyo itong i-keep up sa second half?
Siguro we just need to keep things simple. Just find the open guys, and if you're open, you have to take the shot. We've been trying to do too much, and yun lang, sana second half makorek namin. At the same time, we need to take care of the basketball. We committed a lot of turnovers, so hopefully we can protect the ball in the second half.
Alam naman natin, marami ang sumusuporta sa Quezon, especially, you know, to be a competitive team here in the MPBL. Kung meron kang mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, ito na yung pagkakataon mo, Coach.
Yes, first of all, siyempre, pinapasalamatan po namin ang aming mga team owners na talagang sumusuporta sa amin despite the busy schedule nila sa kanilang mga tungkulin. Talagang very supportive sila. Sila Governor Dr. Helen Tan, si Boss RD, si Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, si Doc Kim, sila Mayor Ralph Lim, sila Mali, Kobe, sila Attorney Don. They make sure that lahat ng mga kailangan ng team to perform at the highest level ay mabibigay namin. At syempre, pinapasalamatan po namin ang lahat ng mga Quezon Huskers fans. Ano? Despite the slump namin these past few weeks, nandyan kayo to support us. Sana tuloy-tuloy lang supportan nyo sa amin. And syempre, binabati ko rin po ang mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka, Quezon. Talagang mga very avid fans of Quezon Huskers. Sana hopefully makuha ulit natin yung run natin and makadiretso ulit kami ng mga win streak. So thank you sa lahat ng supportan ninyo.
Thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck to your team. More action in the second half when the MPBL returns.
It is halftime between Bulacan and Quezon. At some point, we were tied at 23 because of that 1-3-1 zone of Bulacan. But then Quezon countered with their own version of a 1-3-1. And so we have seen their lead balloon here in the second quarter. Coach Louis, it's really that counter game that we have been seeing.
Yes, and especially for the Huskers that's been trying to get that right combination. And they were able to figure out sa last minute ng ating second half. And because of that, they were able to get that big lead. And if you look at the field goal percentage, ito na, tumaas na bigla yung kanilang field goal percentage at 50%. 3-point field goal as well, 6 out of 15 at 40%. Pero bench points kaya nakaka-keep up itong Bulacan in this game. Pero fast break, lamang pa rin yung Quezon with plus 11.
Now, do you absolutely understand why I call you our master tactician? Because you described that the biggest strength of the 1-3-1 is the counter. And that is the stat that basically reflects the advantage of the Quezon Huskers.
Kasi ang maganda, ito naman yung maganda if you have a deep team like the Huskers. It's the luxury of the coach na if things aren't working, he has a lot inside his pocket na combination, adjustment. Ito yung maganda na meron si Coach Eric. Kaya no wonder na sila yung number 1 team natin sa South.
And you did break down in our pregame that they do have a good cushion 3 games ahead of the number 2 seed, which is Zamboanga. So at least that allows them to be quite comfortable compared to Zamboanga, which is a team that has a 3-game cushion, but not to the number 3 seeded team. The 3-game cushion is to the number 7 seeded team, which is Parañaque. It's that deep of a race at the middle part of the Southern Division playoffs.
Oo, kaya ako, Mix, as a coach, talaga naniniwala ako sa early work.
Yes. Mamuhunan ka na.
Mamuhunan ka na.
Andre Dada just made a 3-pointer. His uncle actually just messaged us, Coach Justin Dada. Coach Justin, ganang hapon sa'yo. 39-31. Cross-court feed. Fuentes onto Torres from the corner. No good. Rebound Sandagon, who's fouled by Manzo.
And this is a great test to the Huskers kasi in their last game, talagang Simon Sandagon was really the star of that game against San Juan Knights. And in this game, talagang sa defense na ini-employ nitong Bulacan, kailangan naman mag-step up yung guards nila.
Right.
Di ba?
Well, Jadel Fuentes has stepped up, not just on that play as he turned the ball over. Fuentes has 15 points on 6 out of 7 shooting. His only miss happened here in the third quarter. 1.5 minutes gone by in the second half. It is 39-31, almost a steal. Baltazar going to Dulalia. Almost lost his balance. Andre pulls up and scores.
That's Andre's move. Nakita mo na yan siguro na nasa UE juniors pa yan.
I tell you, back in his day with Agent Miranda, they were the 1-2 punch for UE before they transferred to JRU. Masama pa yung loob ko nun sa Jose Rizal University kasi syempre yung puso ko nasa UE pa back then. Bakit yun naman kinuha yung mga star player ng UE? But understandably so, it is the game of basketball. Ganun naman ang galawan sa collegiate ranks. Dulalia.
And ito, by September, talagang smorgasbord na for the Filipino basketball fans. Talagang,
of course.
Lahat
yung staff dito sa PhilOil Eco Oil Center, araw-araw na nagtatrabaho. As RJ Minerva was not able to score. There's a sorry miss on his gimme. And there's a foul on the other end.
And again, I wanted for RJ to get back his true form, like you mentioned, because I'm very high with this player since high school pa lang. And right now, I don't know, but he needs to overcome himself. I think that's the first thing he needs to do. He knows that he can give more, but magsisimula muna yun sa sarili niya.
At ngayon, magsisimula tayong makinig kay Megan Cabrera.
Migs, in the Bulacan halftime huddle, they were discussing yung naging sagot ng Quezon Huskers sa kanila noong second quarter. So, it's adjustment in defense. Dahil sabi nga nila, pag man-to-man, agrabyado sila sa talento. Bili ni Coach Buds, kailangan nilang simulang paluwagin and that will be their start. So, they need to keep moving to make space. Migs and Coach Louie.
Let's see if this 1-3-1 could be better for them moving forward. As Sandagon wasn't able to score. And here's the counter. Andre Dada attacking and missing. Ball tapped and recovered by the former Kuya. Ibanez brings it down. Nino onto the left. Salonga fires. Too strong. Rebound Montero. One guy ahead. It's Jan Baltazar. 2 points.
You know, lock in talaga. I like how Bulacan runs, sprint back to set up itong kanilang zone defense na magre-resulta talaga. If hurried shot, ang gagawin nitong Huskers, that will give opportunity for the Kuyas to run.
Salonga stepped out of bounds, by the way, resulting onto a turnover for the Huskers. As much as we've been talking about the defense of Bulacan, they're not actually up there in terms of defensive rating in our campaign. They're third to the last, allowing 88 points per game. So kung tutuusin, ang pace ng Quezon ngayon, improvement pa yan sa lagay ng depensa ng Bulacan.
Oo.
But can they be consistent at it as Ibanez scores basket and one?
Oo, and that's the best thing to do right now as a point guard is to attack right away in terms when you make stops and not wait for the zone to be set.
Nino Ibanez is number 10 in the MPBL in scoring, 15 points per game, number 9 in steals, 2 steals per outing, number 6 in minutes, 29 minutes per game, and number 9 in 2-point field goal percentage at 56%. But then again, we credit those numbers to his stint with Coach Buds Reyes.
Oo, yung opportunity and exposure and length ng playing time na ibinigay sa kanya ni Coach Buds. Pero ang maganda rin naman, he returned that favor kasi it's not easy getting those numbers. Diba? And him playing for the Huskers right now just shows the depth in terms of that point guard spot para dito sa Huskers.
And by the way, for Coach Buds Reyes, big shout out to him for all of his love shown to these players of the Kuyas. Na-mention ni Megan sa atin, Nino is just one of those guys who has blossomed already. Big Boy Hernandez is another guy with Parañaque right now. Natanong ko si Jan Baltazar, who could be next up in terms of the youngsters getting recruited? At sabi niya, sa nilalaro nila ngayon, I'd say JC Carandang and Jason Celis.
Oo.
Let's see if that would be true for them, as Ralph Manzo has something to say about it. He wants to get recruited as well.
Oo naman. And you know, sa akin though, you know, it's been a struggle again for this group. Pero sa akin, hindi mo pa rin nakikita si Coach Buds umupo.
Yeah.
Sa lahat ng laro nila.
Very passionate
Diba?
as always. And again, these Kuyas, moreover as a squad, as Andre Dada scores once more. Bulacan hasn't won since their win versus Bacolod on May 29. That's 2.5 months ago.
Oo.
So gutom na talaga ang ating nararamdaman mula sa kanila. No foul there by Osicos. No numbers for Montero. Karandang to Manzo. Nice fake. Ralph leads in. Another miss. Counter by Quezon. Salonga. He has 2 trailers. Marasigan will miss. That's the second sorry miss of Quezon in this frame. Salonga. Nope, he was bothered.
And this is what I'm saying. These guys are capable guys. But because they don't play that much, iba yung kumpiyansa eh. Di ba?
Let's see if they could at least feel the floor more as they move forward in this frame. Pero mukhang papalitan na sila. After all, it's only a 4-point advantage for Quezon.
Platoon eh.
Oo. Barangay substitution.
Wipe out.
Quezon. So it's Cyrus Torres with Topeng Lagrama, RJ Minerva, Mark Alcala, and Simon Sandagon.
Oo. Now, the Kid Jimenez look-alike got inserted.
I'm looking for him Si Andales.
Andales.
Let's see if we can get a close-up of him later on.
Tayong dalawa yung nagko-cover noon na when I asked you na, Mix, meron kang mukhang player to, na hindi ko maalala kung sino.
Yung buhok lang talaga, maiksi para kay Andales. So he's the one wearing the jersey number 11, Mark Roldan Andales for Bulacan. Sandagon on the catch and the finish.
And those are the things na because in the absence of LJ Gonzalez na kailangan ka-coexist madalas ni Simon Sandagon. Someone needs to set him up. Someone needs to set him up.
Well, Gonzalez does lead the way in assists per game for these Huskers. As Carandang misfires, rebound to Sandagon. That's swiped away by not Kate Jimenez. Mark Andales is now fouled. Direk Bernard, may request po si Coach Louie Gonzalez if we can get a zoom in on Mark Andales so we can let the Filipino basketball community determine as to whether or not he actually looks like Kit Jimenez.
Oo, kasi kung may laro yung Davao, meron pa akong sasabihin na isa eh.
Ayun, tanggap ko na yun. Here's Andales. Step back three. No good. Nagrama on the counter. Topeng. Nobody went right in front of him. No putback though for Sandagon.
Oo, sorry miss again.
So that's the third in this frame for Quezon. Under 4 minutes to go. Jason Celis, baseline drive, layup, too strong, rebound Torres. Bulacan has outscored Quezon, by the way, 13-7 in the third. So it seems like what Megan told us about has been effective, their defense. Montero, swiped away. 4-on-1, Sandagon! Another throwdown for Simon.
Great recovery there from the Huskers that end up with Simon Sandagon dunking that basketball.
Now, this play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. I don't know, but it felt like a frustration dunk from Simon Sandagon off of his sorry miss. That's 2 secured points for the Huskers, plus a chance for a three-point play, to which Sandagon has converted from the free throw line. 49-40. 3 minutes and change in the third. Carandang going back to Celis. Almost a steal. Montero on to Andales. Back with Celis, 8 seconds. Carandang, his drive and feed. Osicos, short. Rebound to Bulacan. No control though.
Yeah, ang ganda rin ng pasensya na pinakita ng Kuyas doon.
They would gladly take an open mid-range jumper from Ken Osicos.
Oo, the engineer.
He has hit 4 of those in this game, the mid-range. Back with Topeng, Lagrama. Cross court, Cyrus Torres. They go to the corner. Alcala. Back to Lagrama. Pero on the shot clock, Sandagon, no good. Rebound, Minerva. There you go.
There. And it's just RJ needs to start dun sa mga ganyang bagay.
He does have 8 points and 4 rebounds in this game, showing us his true self once more. Baltazar, no good. Recovery for Bulacan, bounce pass, Andales, and here comes the close-up. There you go. Mark, if you have comments as well with your comparison to Kit Jimenez, feel free to approach us.
Pakiramdam ko naman, that's not the first time.
There's a putback by Cyrus Torres.
And that running game right now, ang ibinibigay na counter nitong Huskers, okay, as outside na inaatake nila yung 1-3-1 zone ng Bulacan is that offensive rebound. It's really giving dividends for them.
There's a miss by Bulacan. Almost an offensive rebound for Andales, who did obtain the foul from Mark Alcala. But let me present to you the numbers in offensive rebounding. We've seen 10 already from Quezon in this game. Thomas Torres returns. Same goes for Gab Banal. Another close-up to Mark Andales.
Ayan na.
A better close-up this time. Well, if I'm Mark, to be compared to Kit Jimenez, quite frankly, could be considered as a big compliment in the MPBL after what Kit did in Season 4. He's basically has a historical figure already in our league, as this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. There's a foul called. It's on Kenosicos. May hawakan na naganap sa loob. Much to the dismay of Coach Buds Reyes. It is 53-42.
And both teams are already in the penalty. It's a fast third quarter mix.
How do you think is that so?
Oo,
Or
kasi,
why do you think is that so?
imagine both teams are already in the penalty. Pero dahil doon sa ang daming sitwasyon na nangyayari, stops after stops, run after runs, hindi na natin napansin na it's kasi may answer yung both teams sa bawat call nung kanilang kalaban eh.
We have 1 minute and 20 to go in the third. Gab Banal has 3 points, all from the line. Quezon up by 13. Dada with a nice feed. A beautiful fake by Baltazar. 2 free throws for Jan. And I did promise you guys some good numbers for Jan Baltazar this season. His 3 best games, respectively, were against Bicol, Rizal, and Bataan. Versus Bicolandia, he had 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Versus Rizal, he had 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. And versus Bataan, this would be his best stat line. But this was back in April 30. 9 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 6 steals.
6 steals.
So, of course, if you're Jan Baltazar, you'd want to give us more of these types of numbers.
And imagine the conditioning going up against guys like 4 or 5 inches taller than him. Tapos siguro yung heft ng mga yun, plus 10 to 15 pounds in terms of muscle pa.
Yes. It's been the case for Jan since Season 4 of the MPBL. In this game, Baltazar is now in double figures with 10, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists as well.
Tapos nasa 1-3-1 kayo, ikaw pa yung back chaser na usually ikaw yung mahabol palagi.
Right.
From corner to corner.
Yun ang pinakakapagod, no?
Oo, yung back chaser na yan.
I remember back in high school. Ooh, what a floater that was from Thomas Torres.
Alam mo yun, yung ganung tira ni Thomas, parang naalala ko yung pasa niya kay Ben Imbala on that highlight dunk.
Oh yeah, the high in the sky moment.
Oo.
57-43. I was about to tell you a story about back in high school. Shout out to Coach Mon Garcia, by the way, my former head coach. We practiced the 1-3-1 because Diliman Preparatory School implemented it a lot. It was Coach Renzi Bahar leading the way for them. And I felt so bad for our centers because they were chasing from one corner to the other. Grabe ang conditioning ng big man. At usually yung mga gwardya pa yung naghahabol eh.
Oo. Claret, correct?
Claret, yes.
Oo.
Coach Mon is with our women's national team nowadays. Coach Renzi Bahar, big shout out to him. He made a drastic change onto that program of DPS.
And up to now, up to date na maganda pa rin yung program ng Diliman Prep na yun.
But back to our ball game with 5 seconds to go in the third. Bulacan is down by 14. Ooh, that bounced off of the foot in the face of Andre Dada. And so, that won't count anymore for the Cuyas.
Oo, and see the chemistry, no? Nagngitian na lang si Josh Montero at si Andre Dada. Kasi minsan kung ibang team, magagalit yun.
Well, these highlights of the game are brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. There you see the slam dunk of Simon Sandagan. You did mention a lot of back and forth in that third frame.
Oo. Game of streaks na nangyari ng ating third eh. Kay Mindoro, itong Bulacan started hot. Pero again, ang ganda ginagawa ng Quezon, finishing all quarter strong naman.
It is a 14-point advantage for the Huskers. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. No, there seems to be a specific section wherein we're selecting our Jinky Beauties and Suzuki models from. So if you're gonna join us inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, proceed to the lower D section. Okay, it is 57-43 in favor of the Huskers. Coach Louie, our quarter scoring.
Oo, ito yung sinabi natin. We're tied at to end the first. Itong Quezon, they have a good second quarter. Pero itong third quarter, 16-18 lang ang nangyari. Pero majority of that, yung Bulacan Kuyas, sila yung lamang nung buong third quarter na yun.
Domar Patiliano now starts the fourth quarter with a three-pointer.
And again, these are the things na kailangan na maibalik agad nitong Huskers. Taking the opportunity against dito sa game versus Bulacan, because Domar Patiliano in their last game is 0 points.
Those were his first 3 points, by the way. After that three-pointer, here's another chance for the marked man himself. Back-to-back threes.
And this is what I mentioned, yung value ni Thomas Torres. Again, will always, especially right now, nakilala niya na yung mga tao doon sa paligid niya. And Thomas, as my former player, I know that he can set this guy up. And will wait for them to get to their sweet spot before i-dish niya yung mga bolang yan.
The corner has been the home this season, by the way, for our Season 4 3-point king, Domar Matiliano. The lead has ballooned on to 20 points. There you see the numbers of Simon Sandagon in his best or second best scoring game this season, second best rebounding game, second best blocking game as well. Sandagon's season highs are 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks respectively. After being selected into the MPBL All-Star starting 5, he already is in double figures once more for the Huskers as their second leading scorer this season, averaging 9 per outing. So he trails the 12 points per game of Jadel Fuentes, and he's just ahead of LJ Gonzalez's 9 as well. Let's hear a Simon Sandagon story from Megan Cabrera.
Mig, Simon Sandagon says it was a surprise for him to be a part of the All-Star selection this season. Gulat nga raw talaga yung initial reaction niya pero masaya at grateful rin siya sa opportunity na to. He says ginagamit niya to bilang inspirasyon and motivation na mas mag-perform palalo at ipakita na walang tsamba sa selection na yon. Migs and Coach Louie.
Thank you, Megan. It's the ultimate confidence builder after all. And if you missed it, by the way, the MPBL social media team has already posted the rest of the All-Stars. So since we are featuring the Quezon Huskers, I will give you the rest of the All-Stars for the South Division, as there's another miss by Bulacan and Gabanal is on the move. So, aiding LJ Gonzalez and Simon Sandagon in the All-Star team of the South are Kenny Rocacurva, Jello Razon, JP Sarao, Art De La Cruz, Ryan Suwal, Larry Rodriguez, Levy Hernandez, Mac Talio, Choi Ignacio, and the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris.
Wow.
That's a good way to try to counter the bigs of the North, who, by the way, just got bigger as Viernes wasn't able to score in the interior. So, aiding Balti Baltazar, Will Macaloni, and Greg Slaughter are William Bing, Warren Bonifacio, Roy Sumang, Robbie Celis, Paul Sanga, Michael Wico, Archie Concepcion, Heset Gabo, and two more towers in Jason Ballesteros and Raba Al-Husseini.
Ang maganda dito, baka mamaya, Coach Pedic, he likes to experiment.
Yes.
Diba? Baka mamaya makakita tayo na si Raba Al-Husseini ang point guard nitong North Division team.
I would actually expect Balti to play point guard.
Oo, pwede rin.
And aided by 4 other big men. We just saw a slam from Rodel Gravera, and we have a timeout for the Quezon Huskers. Now we present to you the tough remaining schedule of the Bulacan Cuyas. And I say that because that September 3 game versus Mindoro will be their only game left against a team with a losing record. It's Zamboanga, San Juan, and Caloocan for the rest of the season of Coach Buds Reyes.
Yes, and pero medyo challenging din yung Mindoro kasi alam mo naman kung sino yung tinalo ng Mindoro,
yes.
Tamaraws.
These Quezon Huskers were victims to Mindoro. There's the slam by Rodel Gravero, although it was so gentle that it felt like a layup for us. Mindoro, though, lost to Marikina last week. The irony of our season.
Yeah, I hope si Pili, he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, medyo mataas yung kanyang fall nun.
And he did tell the people who surrounded him na manhit ang kanyang left leg nung time na yon. Although he was still the best player for the Shoe Masters. Get well soon, Eric. Off of the miss by JC Carandang, the ball went out of bounds and Quezon will get possession.
Pero mo, pare-pareho to, si Felipe Marasigan, si Gravera, Minerva, Sandagon. Iisa sila ng mga itsura, built,
yes.
no?
Mga lengthy big men.
And age as well. Magkakasing edad to mga to.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this seems to be the common build of FEU Tamaraws.
Oo naman. Correct na talaga yan. Galing na ako doon. Imagine mo. Parang walang pinagkaiba yan kay itong si Marasigan, yung build ni JR Kawaling, ni Paul Sanga, ni Aldrich Ramos.
Even the recent ones. Yung nasa Manila, James Tempra.
Ganyan din. Diba? Medyo hef lang ng konti si Carl Brian Cruz.
Right. But it's not like CBC is that hefty. Or actually hefty siya. Hindi siya mataba. Yun na lang. That's a good way to put it.
Siguro, Arwin Santos.
Oh, yun. Tama. Well, we do have a lot of coaches from the FEU program as well for these Quezon Huskers.
Yeah, and one of them just nakanalo ng championship.
Coach
Coach Nash.
Coach Nash, yes. Sorry, yung Raselas kasi nalilito na kasi may Adamson part pa yan. Coach Eric is now with UP, but was he from FEU? Coach
Yeah,
Eric
he did. Yeah, he
Gonzalez?
did assist for Coach Nash for a while.
Oh, di ba?
Oo, kasi matagal na talaga. When Coach Nash was still, yung early career pa lang ni Coach Nash, magkasama na sila eh. Actually, isa kami ng pinanggalingan eh. Ako, si Coach Eric, and Coach Nash. Kami yung mga assistant before ni Coach Binky Favis.
Yun ba yung high school team?
Yeah, yung high school. Hindi kami nagkasama, pero lahat kami nag-assist kay Coach Binky.
Saan? Anong team?
Ako sa Letran, Coach Eric with UST and Batangas Blades, Coach Nash with Batangas Blades as well.
Iba-ibang team.
Oo.
Pare-parehong foundation.
Pare-pareho kaming foundation. So, mga addict din manood ng basketball yan mga yan.
Actually, pwede mo ba i-argue yun sa mga coach na in order to be a successful coach, kailangan addict ka manood ng basketball?
Yeah, that's the only way. You really have, kailangan yun, hindi ka naiinip, hindi ka nagsasawa talaga manood ng basketball. And kailangan mo panoorin yun in coaching perspective. You
Yeah.
need to immerse yourself dun sa game. Yung kung ako ba'y nandito, anong gagawin ko? Because the more you get exposed to things, the more you can easily react. Because basketball is a game of adjustment.
Right. Doon pumapasok ang reps mo.
Oo.
Yun ang practice makes perfect for our coaches. Right now, Coach Eric Gonzalez's team is looking good, up by 22. Robin Ronyo from downtown. And I'm very happy for that guy because as patient as he has been for these Quezon Huskers at 33 years old, maturity has been the theme of his season. He told me that he attributes that to Coach Eric Altamirano back in his NU days kung saan natuto talaga siya on how to be a part of a good culture, a good squad as Mark Samonte was able to counter with his own three-pointer. And on my last note about Robin Ronyo, he gives credit to his parents. Mommy Sheila, who's working in Japan, lagi sila nagve-video call, and his daddy June, who's actually somewhere inside the Philoil Eco Oil Center. Si Daddy June niya, dati naglaro na rin ng basketball, so he understands him day in and day out. Minsan pa nga raw, ang biro niya sa atin na si Daddy June pa yung mas gigil na maglaro siya on the court compared to Robin himself.
Oo, imagine. Because meron dapat na pinanggagalingan.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Kasi especially if you're playing at this level, you need to have that bigger purpose of why you are playing. And because ang hirap how you take care of your body, how you go yung magpa-practice ka every day, competing against your teammate, then later on competing against other teams. Malaking bagay na preparado palagi yung katawan mo. And with Ronyo, I played against him sa college. Yung grit, hindi nawawala
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a noisy guy on the court.
Oo
Pesky talaga maglaro.
Oo.
Right now, he's communicating so much with his teammates as they force that miss, and Quezon has possession.
Oo, and ako every time na tumitingin ako ng player, ayan ang unang-unang hinahanap namin, hindi galing eh.
Well, there you go.
Yung
Another
gigil.
three-pointer
Oo.
for Mr. Gigil himself, Robin Ronyo. That's 6 points for Robin in this quarter, and his teammates are so happy for him.
They're glad that he's back.
Yeah.
Because they know what Robbie can do to help their campaign.
Remember last year, he was hitting clutch shots in Quezon province for these Huskers. So, Ronyo just extended the lead onto 25 points under 4 minutes to go. Presenting our fan of the game, brought to you by Jinky Skin. She looks quite familiar to me. Let me do a quick Instagram search. if I am correct. Is this the girl? Mukha ba?
Hindi ko makita.
Hindi mo makita? Okay, just so everybody knows, I looked at the profile of Cyrus Torres. I believe that was his girlfriend who we just showed on camera. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. We have another timeout. Babalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. There is si Ira Lopez once more with her friend. Actually, apat sila at the sideline. We are inside the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Do join us as well. Later on, it's going to be QC versus Bacolod and then Manila versus San Juan for our main event. Well, right now, the Bulacan Kuyas are in danger of having their lowest scoring output in their season because before this game, their lowest was 55. It happened twice versus Davao and Pangasinan. And their biggest deficit happened against Pampanga. They lost by 43 points. While for the Quezon Huskers, their biggest win was by 29 points versus Bicol. So this could be a record day for them.
Oo. And again, the way that you wanted to get back after that big sorry loss against
San
San
Juan
Juan Knights. Oo.
They lost by 30 in that game. Now they're up by 25. And mind you, Quezon has been so used to close games
Oo.
in the season. Of their 17 wins, only 7 came in double figures in terms of their advantage.
And imagine ilan doon yung galing ng they were able to force the game into overtime.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yung mga comeback sila.
Oo.
We saw a basket for Bulacan. Here's Robin Ronyo, who has hit 2 3-pointers in this quarter. Ronyo did not even wait for the screen, but Asigan fires. No good. Rebound, Jason Celis. That's a steal by Salonga. No foul. Salonga. Almost a steal by Baltazar. Recovery. Nice block by Jan.
Mhm.
He's been the brightest star in this game for Bulacan. No foul on the other end.
And again, itong Bulacan really had struggled in this fourth quarter. They were competitive in the first 3 quarters, but again, it's just too much. Yung depth kasi talagang dito naramdaman na nila yung fatigue.
Only 3 points in this frame for Jason Celis and the rest of the Kuyas against the 14 of the Quezon Huskers. Now, Coach Buds will empower more players off of his bench. Andales is back. And now, there's a new guy inside in Steven Salindong. Manzo will also check in. This would be the 13th straight loss of Bulacan. They will go down to 2-22. And again, their schedule will not be easy moving forward. As for the Huskers, this is some good momentum before they take on Bataan, Nueva Ecija, and Muntinlupa.
Oo. And you know, ang challenge din kasi sa Huskers, yung remaining games nila medyo challenging din kasi naghahabol ng panalo.
These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. It's a steal And a breakaway. 2 easy points for Salonga.
Finally.
He's been trying and trying. That's his first make in 5 attempts for Paeng Salonga. Andre Dada dancing and missing. Ball tap recovered by Dulalia, who will now score. So that puts up Bulacan to 50 points in this game. They're 6 away from surpassing their season low of 55. Tomas Torres brings it down. He's been quite stable at that point guard position. And as I say that, it was almost a turnover. Good recovery though for Robin Ronyo.
And he will not allow.
Ronyo attacks. 8 points in this quarter for Robin Ronyo.
And I think the real organization that is really happy that he's back already. Mas nakakalungkot din na every time na kino-cover ko itong Huskers, nakita mo si Ronyo nandun lang sa sideline.
Right. Tomas Torres, touch pass onto Rodel Gravera. Yeah, under 40 seconds remaining. The lead is 29. Again, this matches the biggest win of Quezon in this season. But we still have a couple more seconds to go. It would definitely make a difference for the Huskers.
So most likely if Andre Dada made both, okay, hindi. Kasi most likely they're gonna dribble that basketball out after the free throw.
Right. But Andre just missed his first free throw.
So will they tie?
I'm pretty sure it's not a priority for the Huskers. But it's for our sake. So the lead is 28. Will they shoot? There's only a 1 second differential.
Hawa ka na lang siguro.
Tomas Torres, hold on to it. This will be win number 18 for the Huskers. Loss number 22 for the Cuyas. Torres will hold on to the ball. That's going to be a turnover. Or will it be? Baka pagbigyan na siya ng ating statisticians dahil tapos na rin naman ang ating oras for the game. And so this will be the second biggest win of the season for the Quezon Huskers. 28 points versus the Bulacan Cuyas.
Again, napakagandang laro para makabalik sila, especially off that yung nightmare loss nila against nightmare performance nila against San Juan Knights. And you know, this team is really capable.
Our best player of the game is brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. It was actually a balanced out game for the Huskers. Santiago had 11, Alcala had 8, same goes for Minerva, and Ronyo Montiliano had 6 off the bench. But Del Fuentes, once again, is their most consistent guy. He only missed 1 shot.
And again, started this game hot. Tapos nun, and was able to maintain yung kanyang performance hanggang matapos.
This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX, fresh off of just scoring 6 points versus his former team. It's 15 in this matchup with Del Fuentes, who is now with Megan Cabrera.
Maraming salamat, Migs. Kasama ko nga ngayon, Judel Fuentes. Judel, 15 points, all in the first half. 3 pa doon, 3. So, ano masasabi mo, like, going into this game, ano ba yung nasa isip mo? Especially nung last game nyo against San Juan, you were limited to 6 points and nahirapan ka talaga from beyond the arc nung last game ninyo.
Sa ngayon, this game is maglaro lang ako na kung ano yung laro ko, and sabi naman ni coach sa akin na kung ano yung laro ko, ilabas ko dito ngayon kasi last game, talagang grabe yung depensa sa akin. And yun na nga. And yun, naka-score ako ng itong score na 15 points.
Ano masasabi nyo dito sa malaking bawi na to? One of the biggest leads and one of the biggest wins for Quezon to. At nagawa nyo dito ulit sa San Juan.
Siyempre, blessed kami na nanalo kami. And sa next game namin is Bataan. And kailangan din namin maglaro ng talagang pukpukan yung laro na yun kasi di rin yun basta-basta yung team na yun kasi nga bataan yun and lalo na kami bawal kami mag-relax kasi nga papalapit na yung playoffs.
Judel, ito na yung pagkakataon mo kung meron ka mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan.
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa binigay niyang panalo and papasalamat po kami sa sponsors namin na si Gobernador Helen Tan, kay Boss RD, kay Kong Mike, kay Doc Titan, kay Mayor Ralph Lim, and kay Vice Mayor LA, and sa pamilya ko sa Davao, kay Mama Papa, and sa biyanan ko si Pastor and Pastora, and sa asawa ko, and sa kay Matia, and sa taga-Pangi sa kuya ko, and taga-Pandayitan, Tibungol, taga-Mati, and sa lahat-lahat. Thank you, God bless.
Congratulations again to you and your team. Once again, our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dahil sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Megs and Coach Louie.
Thank you, Megan. This game actually marked only the 5th start of Jodel Fuentes in 18 games that he played for Quezon in his campaign. If there was actually a 6th Man of the Year award, for sure he would be in that race. So congratulations to Quezon for getting that 28-point victory versus Bulacan. And up next, we'll feature Quezon City with 2 All-Stars. Later on, we shall name them once more as they take on Bacolod City. Thank you for joining us. For Megan Cabrera and Coach Louie Gonzalez, my name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.